Is here to match what we saw at Guadalajara. Uruchaga. Well, here's one. And on he goes, the little man. Free kick. Just the nudge from Steve Hodge. There it was. And another opportunity for the best player in Argentina, perhaps to test the best player in the England team in terms of world class, their goalkeeper. If there is a concern, it is that the Argentines' best player can win a match. Our best player can only keep the score blank. Maradona to take. Five-man England wall. He's going to try and curl it round it. And very nearly did. But I'm sure, and I think rightly, that Shilton will claim that he got across. Let us see. Would have been tight.
I think if England are going to win this game, that Peter Shilton, the captain, will have the opportunity to prove that he is the best goalkeeper in the world. And I think for the speed he got across that goal and covered the ball, he was on his way to doing it. But I feel he's got a lot more work yet. Not an easy task for the England team when Maradona gets in possession. It's difficult to know what to do because he is so talented. It was a pity, of course, that actually Fenwick threw away possession of the ball, which gave Argentina that last attack. And up to now, his distribution has not been up to Alvin Martin's standard, never mind his defensive qualities.
Giusti. Uruchaga. Hoddle quickly in to help out Butcher and to turn defence into attack. Beardsley. 14 is Giusti, and the free kick against Hodge, and he obviously feels that the Argentine made too much of that. Very upset with the referee's verdict. But again, the ball was given away, and when it was played in from Beardsley to Hoddle, the challenge by Hoddle was not the most determined you've ever seen. 5 Argentines to the left. Maradona goes for goal again, off the wall for the corner. So many of the free kicks in this tournament, we have seen the kicker go for the shot. Not too many have been successful, I think. .50-second cap for Maradona. Numerals of his age, the other way around. He's 25. Which side do you want to go, said the linesman. I think Maradona might be saying, well, if you get out of the way, it will help. He wanted to remove the flag. Nice little cameo between the Costa Rican linesman and the Argentine captain. He's tidying the place up. I presume the referee is docking off the time, and eventually the corner will be taken. Cameraman rolls out of the way. Shilton comes for the ball. It was high on the fingers, but well held. Stephen. Argentina, as was said at the start, the only surviving team from South America. The 5 previous tournaments in South America have all been won by a South American team. Twice by Brazil, twice by Uruguay, and once by Argentina themselves. So that victory, the manner of it, in particular the success against Peru, is this morning put into some question. Here's Maradona. This is a fine run. Didn't really have the moment to balance himself with a shot. And the miss kick came from Hodge, and the corner is given. Maradona, a player who was left out of the squad in '78, from which Menotti found the winning team, is certainly their best hope in 1986. Uruchaga to take. Maradona just outside the 6-yard area on the near post. Valdano on the far. Brown is up. Ruggeri is up. Butcher was up. Nine minutes of the first period remaining, plus maybe a little bit of time to be added for adjusting the corner flag. No score. Batista. Tusti. Uruchaga. Maradona. Stevens chases. Well played. Well, an interesting decision by Terry Fenwick. He decided not to go across, although Stevens was always in the wake of Maradona.
And indeed, at the end of it, a copybook cross from a tight position, which is a hallmark of his play. He really did enough against Uruguay to win the match on his own. He laid on enough chances that weren't taken. But he's always going to be a threat. My disappointment at the moment is England haven't got the rhythm and the balance and the confidence that they showed in their last two matches. There's no doubt that nerves have got to them. Early on to Gary Stevens with one or two wild clearances. Terry Fenwick not using the ball as well as he's able, and Glenn Hoddle really a shadow of what he was in the other match. And so they really do need to settle to frighten the Argentinians and get the balance back into the game.
Always two sides of an argument, and I think the fact that we are now playing a side infinitely higher class than anything we've met so far has to be taken into consideration, as I'm sure you'd agree. And in case you've come in and joined us late, let me tell you, with now 6 minutes remaining, there is still no score in this third of the four quarterfinals, England against Argentina.
Just to pick up that point, Barry, I would say they're higher class in possession, but they're not that much better when England have the ball. And England are causing their own misgivings and downfall at the moment.
The neutrals are a little disgruntled. Two matches that they watched yesterday. The Mexicans obviously had huge interest in the happenings of Monterrey, which ended in disappointment, and the world watched with a certain amount of awe at the quality at Guadalajara. The artistry and the beauty of the game was so well shown there. There's Maradona. Three round him, he drew three, played it to Cachupo. He didn't make the most of the opportunity. Maradona went down a little late. But I think an example of what can happen. Maradona draws players to him. He's the honey for the bees, and suddenly he proves not to be the queen. The queen is wide to his right for the shot. Maradona in need of attention.
Well, if there's any eagle-eyed viewer at home saw that, they did rather better than we did here. I saw nothing at that point. Whether there was the usual tussle between a defender and Maradona, where it was 6-1 and half a dozen. Now let's have a look here. He's running on the left. You can see he actually ran into the back of a player who's showing no interest in him whatsoever and feigned the injury to get the sympathy. He's the best player in the world and by no means the worst actor by the look of it on that incident. You can't foul a man who's behind you. There he is. He's still outstanding and still will need stopping by fair means if England are going to win this match. But more than that, they've got to start to do their stuff on the ball.
I wonder whether he understood Terry Pinnock's accent. Chair. Brown. Pidu. Hasn't seen very much of the ball. Balance of the play, not greatly, but slightly in Argentina's favour. Batista. Sansom. He would know better than anybody else that the side isn't quite ticking as it did in the two previous matches. Reed, a pleasing bounce, and he was adjudged to have handled. Valdano is the furthest forward for Argentina. Referee being very precise as to which blade of grass is the point of the free kick. Maradona down the middle, covered by Fennick. I think it's fair to say that only Maradona has looked like making a breakthrough. He's the only one who's committed people in the last third of the field. Urchaga. Enrique has gone down. This is Maradona. They're forcing him across. Batista. Shot blocked by Hoddle. Wasn't a particularly good shot anyway. Butcher had to dig it out a little bit with his right foot. Put in by Hoddle. Maradona very nearly does the splits, and it seemed to hurt him. Beardsley, Lineker rather. Batista. Giusti. Valdano, still in his own half, trying the impossible. Battling by Beardsley. Brown gets the ball where Valdano should have played it in the first place. Maradona. Maradona looked for the whistle, didn't get it. The Argentines, like the English, getting men behind the ball. Defenders are winning out. They didn't all start by playing in the back four. We're into the last minute. England's 49th match during the reign of Bobby Robson is so far not a particularly uplifting occasion. The prize is greater than the quality of football that we're seeing. Tufo. Urchaga. Referee had his whistle to his lips immediately. But when he finally gives the verdict, it's in England's favour. What a prime moment this would be to score a goal. First really real chance for Hoddle to pick somebody out, and it would have to be that. Certainly there won't be a shot from here. 5 forward for England across the 18-yard line, and we're now playing the time for that corner flag incident. Hoddle forward again for Kenny Sanson. Hodge has got in his way. What a shame. Flag was up for offside, but I suspect it was against Hodge and not against Sanson. And clearly the move was between Hoddle and Sanson. A little chip forward for Sanson to run onto. Hodge moved too soon, got in the way of Sanson's run, which would otherwise have been absolutely clear in on goal.
And how pleasant to see a bit of imagination from a free kick coming from England, of all countries. So there's the end of the first half. I see no reason to believe that it wasn't going to be a tight game today. The other 2 quarter-finals ended in penalties, and that could well be the case today. Such is the fear, really, of both sides for each other. And